It's on like a pot of neck bone, folks. We about to tear off into OG 7.3. Welcome to Hoss and Pfeffer Garage. I sure hope he runs after this. We're going to start off with getting our intake off. We got our high speed secure upper here. We'll strip that out of here.
No, I'm not a writer.
Okay.
When we got back from our last test drive, saw some coolant here on the edge and kind of dripping down. Looks like we got a crack in our reservoir here, so I guess we're gonna have to go ahead and replace that. You can see some cracks. Yeah, it's, I don't know, maybe it's fine, I don't know, but we'll go ahead and replace them, I guess. So we're gonna grab our Chick-fil-A jugs and get to draining our coolant. Well, folks, our Chick-fil-A jug busted. Had to go into remedial action here, but as usual, we made a mess. If you make a mess or break something, that means it's break time. So we're going to take a break. So we've got our radiator coolant drained, so now we're going to remove our reservoir. Get this out of the way, make it a little easier for us to get to the intercooler tubes also, I think, maybe, kind of, sort of. We'll see. I don't know if you can see in there, but it's icky. Very, very icky. Lots of sediment looking stuff. Yeah, we're gonna give it a, well, first off, we're gonna put a new tank on it, and then we're gonna do a flush. Alright, we got our coolant tank off, so now we're gonna see if we can't get our intercooler tubes off. So now we've got our intercooler tubes off. So what next? We do the fuel bowl, and we can do the manifold. Let's go for the manifold. So this is our status thus far. Got our intercooler pipes that we removed, our air cleaner intake. We also have the other portion that clamps to the turbo that actually wasn't tight at all. It just slipped right off. And then we've got our CCV portion here that we're going to address as well. This is our turbo intake manifold that we've got removed. This is the clamp that actually clamps it to the turbo itself. And then we have an O-ring that fits. There's actually a groove on the turbo, but it fits like that to seal everything off. And then we've got our Funkmaster Funky couplers here that actually couple it to the intakes on the heads. So that's where we're at right now. Obviously we've got some cleaning to do on these, but for now we're gonna tackle our fuel bowl. So now we're gonna get on our fuel bowl. We got fuel lines to disconnect. We've got a couple of bolts that come through the front, through the Hpop. Get those loose, and hopefully we pop this off without any drama. And we'll go grab the hammers and crowbars and get this thing out of here. See, folks, this is why things are the way they are. here we have got the bolt here for the fuel bowl. Got a little sensor there. Had to be right there. No other place to put it. Couldn't have moved over just a tad bit, right? So that you could pull the bolt out or get to it sufficiently. They engineered this to make you mad. It's intentional, folks, I'm telling you. It's intentional. So we've got our fuel bowl removed. You can see our fuel fittings here, 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 and here, for a total of 4. And for obvious reasons, there has to be 3 different size wrenches in order to remove said fuel lines. Has to be that way, folks. This is your drain line for your fuel bowl, empty or outer. This is our IPR connection, and you will see here where we had to do some splicing since a previous resident decided to chew through some of these wires. This is actually your fuel bowl heater here that we don't need, and we're going to clean that up a little bit while we're in here as well. You see here on our fuel lines, our seals are that's not good, folks, and we'll probably have to address that. This one doesn't look too awfully terrible, but the rest of them are, yeah, they're pretty much shot. You can see down here with the fuel bowl removed, this is our Hpop, high pressure oil pump, and we've got our lines here that we're going to be replacing. One goes from here to there, one goes from here to there, and then we're going to have our crossover line here when we get that installed. You can see that with our fuel lines, there's 4 of them. These go to our injectors, these 2, one on each, one line goes to each side. This one crosses over and goes here. The one with the black plug on it, goes all the way back to the back on that side. So with these fuel lines, and then we've got our supply and return lines here, and we got a little bit of cleaning up to do. We got dirt dauber nests in here, got leaves, just general funkiness. So we've got our fuel lines plugged, we've got our intake plenums plugged, our shoes tied tight. Hope we don't get in a fight. Now we're going to do a little cleaning. I think I want to do the cleaning before, remove the turbo and the turbo pedestal, because the oil supply and return for that is below that and vertical, and I don't really want a chance getting gunk and junk and funk all in those. So I think we're going to leave that there, do a little cleaning, and remove the turbo and the turbo pedestal after we do that. So we're going to get our vacuum, air hose, GP cleaner, things of such, and begin cleaning. So folks, upon further review, I think we're going to forego the general purpose cleaner and all that kind of stuff. We've got everything sucked out of here, leaves, 42 pounds of acorns, things like that. That's even after the 78 pounds of acorns and rat's nest and all that kind of stuff that we sucked out initially. There was a bunch underneath the Hpop and also under the turbo pedestal that we didn't get to on our initial adventure. So we got all that sucked out. It's not too bad, it's just normal grime and things like that. These connections here are kind of known for being notorious for being kind of brittle and fragile and whatnot, so I don't know if I really want to go douching everything down at the moment. So I think we're going to call it good as far as cleaning goes. Gotta maybe do a little more sucker-uppering, but other than that, I think we're going to call it on the cleaning part. So now we're going to get our Hpop lines removed. There is a special tool for this, but in typical Haas and Pfeffer fashion, we didn't use it. We did use a trim tool to get the quick connects started, and then use a die grinder tool to finish it off. Alright, these are our old Hpop lines. You can see this is the quick connect that usually ends up leaking. These may have been changed, I'm not sure, but they lock in pretty easy, made to go together easy, but tend to leak. And these are little check valve springs in the Hpop that we remove for the application that we installed, so you don't need these any longer. Now we're going to install our new Hpop lines. Okay, we've got our new Hpop lines installed. Got the passenger side here, driver's side here, routed the same way. They're utilizing threaded fittings as opposed to quick connects. Didn't make too much of a mess, but there is a lot of oil seepage that will get everywhere for sure. So I think we've got everything torqued down. We'll obviously check for leaks once we get everything running again. Hopefully we made this better. However, that always remains to be seen. I don't think we broke anything. This fitting here is kind of the wonky one. So you have to thread it in and orient it towards the driver's side for your line to hook up to, and then it's basically got a lock nut that you tighten down on it. So hopefully, folks, like I said, we made this better. We'll see if we have any leaks. So I think we're going to call it for now, folks. I think we've made some good progress. Got our fuel bowl off. We've got our intercooler pipes off. We have our intake manifold off. We've got our Hpop lines installed, with the exception of our crossover. We're going to do that once we get our turbo rebuilt and new pedestal back on and all that kind of stuff, so we don't interfere with that. So next we're gonna delve into the turbo, get that off, get our pedestal removed, up pipes, all that kind of stuff. So that'll be something to look forward to. Pretty good chance I'm gonna break something. Been kind of lubing up some of the hardware to free it up. It's kind of toasty, but we'll see how it goes. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you next time. Got the bleeds, folks. If you ain't bleeding, you ain't succeeding.